two databases, right? And you're saying I have 12 refreshes every.
Well, if you're doing the 12, you actually get 24 refreshes. So that's the difference between this is if you pay for the year up front, you get 24 refreshes. And I mean, a year would be 10,000, 50% off, 5,000. And then with this one, 3,000 for the year, 500 a month, and you get one refresh a month or 12 for the year.
I see. Now I'm processing this. Okay. Just out of curiosity, how many databases are there?
How many keywords do you have?
And then how many combinations of keywords can you do? Your answer mathematically.
That's basically what I was looking for, I guess. As I encounter more people that are in need of this specific service, I can just add on databases as I go.
Yeah, if you were to do a list of 1,000 keywords, you're not able to identify what row of data looked for what keyword, right? So if you're going to make it very broad, this person may have looked up fix my roof. This person may have looked up pool maintenance. The person who asked for this data was just home improvement. They didn't want anything specific other than home improvement. Because if you're looking up for home improvement, you're in the market to get some things done. So then it comes into you doing cost analysis of, okay, is it worth spending the extra money for this info, or is it cheaper just to use the same database for two people? Because each database has a download speed of 5,000 records a minute. If it's just for yourself, that works. If you have 10 users logging in to download the data, then you obviously have to figure out a different thing for them and charge them appropriately.
Well, I definitely think I'm going to be using this for a relation with the current company that I'm marketing for. I also see how it could help my buddy's project over here, which this is Brian. Brian, this is James. I have known Brian for a bit. He is a buddy of mine who does data. I remember you had asked me a little bit about this email campaign. It's kind of showed me that he's got a little bit of what you were looking for, what he's got going on.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that.
You were looking for basically a list to email for your company that's specifically targeting pharmacy techs, right?
Yes, correct.
Primarily.
So our business model, we run a prescription savings card. Typically, the pharmacy technicians are the ones that handle billing. This is like a revenue source for pharmacy technicians to use our product.
You know what intent data is? Are you aware of craze of everything?
What do you mean by intent? Like, is this on the transactional level or?
People that are actively Googling. We're a data company, and is basically tracking everybody and everything they do, so we can make money off of it. One of those things we do is intent data, where we're able to identify a user by this unique cookie. With this cookie, we run a bunch of skip tracing over and over and over again to identify first name, address. If you're going to read this thing like a book, this information is the oldest info. Obviously, someone's name doesn't change more than likely than not. If they have kids, it probably doesn't change. Their gender probably doesn't change, so we can keep on going forward. If we happen to find a LinkedIn profile for them or any other business profile to that, company domain they work for, employee count, so on and so forth. Final thing I'll get to is the different phone numbers. Like I said, we skip trace it many times. Are you doing calling? Are you doing texting?
Emails. Yeah, but actually, after looking at this, I'm wondering if there's a way to actually find direct users as well. This is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, your imagination is how it can be used. Go look for people who are looking up certain. Showed Enrique how I can build the database really quickly.
Well, and we haven't even touched on the fact the SHA-256, which allows you to upload as a custom audience and hyper-target those people with marketing as well.
Where did I put the database? I just made one that, for instance, if you guys were to go forward, I would then upload the data to there. You can make it as broad as you want. The biggest poll we'll get is 500,000 records. You can do some of the hard work and actually come up with some different criteria to narrow it down, because then you can export the list any way you want. So if you only want to export 50 records, you don't want to export all 80 columns of information. You only want, let's say, a skip trace email, for instance. So now you can just send this records to your email or push it into any CRM. Now you'll have just that same CSV with the 50 records, but now it's only going to have those 3 columns instead of a giant, massive spreadsheet to crash your computer.
That's very cool. I'm going to check out your website, Avocadata. Are you the founder of this company, or?
Yes, I am the founder.
Very cool. How long have you guys been around for?
2021. It started as DatatoLeads. I was just, I built this system out of necessity because everyone wants different data, and it's not the data that's worth money. It's like how you can see it and manage it and use it. I was sending spreadsheets to people who made $500,000 a month, but they couldn't, for the life of them, figure out how to upload it to make it kind of white glove for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing too, which we haven't even gotten into, is a white label. Anyone can actually create their own system with any of the data they buy. This is one, there's like 150 white labels right now. But anything that you buy through this side, you're able to, at no additional cost, sell it under your own white label type of colors, on business logo, all that.
Now, your use case pretty useful for brand ambassadors to build downstream lines and such. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Just need some smart people to use it. And obviously there's a lot to it, but
let's see. If I sign up right now, is there like I can play around with the tool right now?
Yeah, you can, if you want, just do the $0 one. It'll never charge you. We won't be able to put a custom database on with the keywords, but you'll still be able to access what download filter.
Okay.
Yeah, and every month the databases update. So every month you get a new refresh of the last 30 days of what people were Googling as well.
And I know we were talking about all this other stuff on like the pixels and all. Brian provides a solution that kind of circumvents all that and allows us to kind of get to the end result in a really quick manner. I mean, there's no supplementation to having good inbound practices, right? When people find you, you know who they are. This is good for outbound, like you were saying. So we could kick off that email campaign sooner than later.
And the SHA-256, don't lose sight of. I never did any type of marketing to outside audiences other than retargeting. And then I started using this a few months ago. And it is pulling in interesting leads that are looking for data, but it might be a pediatric dentist looking for data because they want to start a marketing agency. So and those are not the people I would find on Facebook, you know what I mean? Like shit posting, Googling. So this has found some very high ticket clients that we weren't expecting.
So yeah, I mean, some of the email lists I come across, it's like work emails, and especially for in our line of practice, like no one checks their work email, especially not at the technician level. So we've been trying to find
Oh, I
a
like,
way to look at their personal email instead.
you know what you're doing, because most people are like, I want business email. I'm like, you know, Cloudflare is? We have all the different emails, right? Now,
Mhm.
you have the ability, as you see these switches here. So if you say, I want to make sure every single person has a personal email, we can add a switch here. And basically it would remove anything that has an NA. So we can filter out everything that has this, and then you're just left with a list of people that have a personal email at the very least. And we can actually customize these searches for you because the whole system is set up as a database. So if you, let's say you don't want to search by Y, enter NA, and you tell me you just want to type in, you know, the actual letter, we can change it for you.
Okay,
But the
for sure.
$0 card one will never charge your card.
Nice.
Literally a filter for us to just make sure that people who are kicking the tires are actually people who are interested and sort of know what they're doing.
So it's just like a subscription. What did the credits count for? Is that like per every search, like every user that's found, or is
There's
that
no
like
record.
exporting?
Avocadata is now making them unlimited. We, as the initiator, offer unlimited because then every other sub account can resell the leads that they get unlimited of, if you know what I mean. So we're positioning them to be able to constantly make money without spending more money on the data. So they have that option.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna sell the data because we'll be using it technically, but that's pretty cool.
Like you may have people that come to you eventually because they want you to do their marketing because you're really good at what you do. And this is just like the, hey, I'm not a freaking agency, but if you want to pay $1,000 a month, here you go type of thing. This is like I mean, I treat this as almost like a lower ticket product. I mean, that's why it was built, because originally we were charging $1,000, $2,000 a month to do everything manually for people. And obviously there's a lot of people who want to spend less.
I'm gonna have to enter my credit card data and play around with your dashboard. But how do I reach out to you if I have questions?
Enrique, you have my cell phone, so I'll just let Enrique share that with you. All right. Do you have any other questions for now, Enrique or James?
No, I don't. I'm good. This is actually a really cool tool. I'm gonna have to check it out.
There's a lot to it. You'll enjoy it.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, we're here if you need us. And like you can grab Brian's contact from Enrique and let us know if you have any questions.
Sounds good. Appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you, James.
All right, everybody.
And
All right.
Roger and Brian, I'll touch base with you guys right after this next meeting.
All right, I'm going to send you the email right now. So all right.
All right, sounds good. And then we can get online, all of us, right after. Send it to my
Okay.
WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay, I will. All right.
Thank you.